This is your complete guide for sauna ceiling shapes. So today in this video I will teach you absolutely everything you need to know. Whether you are going to build your sauna ceiling yourself, whether someone else is going to build it, or if you are purchasing a pre-built sauna, you want to know what is a great sauna ceiling like, and especially what kind of shapes do great sauna ceilings have. This video will be divided into 3 different parts. First part will be covering why sauna ceiling shape is so important. In the second part I will show you great and terrible sauna ceiling shapes, and I will explain why different ceiling shapes works and why others ruin your sauna experience completely. And thirdly, I will talk about construction of your sauna ceiling, so the actual construction things and layers you might want to have in your ceiling. My name is Veeti, I'm a Finnish sauna expert, and since starting my business in 2022, I have helped over 1,000 US-based sauna builders successfully complete their sauna projects. First part, why are sauna ceiling shapes so important? So the sauna ceiling obviously keeps the warm air and Löyly, which is steam that comes when you draw water onto the sauna heater, and you want your sauna ceiling to guide the hot and humid air to the place where you are sitting and not away from it. So when you are constructing your sauna ceiling, you should first and foremost consider the shape of your sauna ceiling and not insulation as many people, because insulation of your ceiling has very small effect on your energy efficiency of the sauna, but the ceiling shape makes a world of difference in your sauna experience. So here we have a fake image. I have seen ceilings that are tilted like this and that have very high roof, and the roof is very far away from where the sauna goers are actually sitting. So if you're sitting here on the sauna benches and your sauna ceiling is high, very far away from you like this, what will happen is that hot air that rises from your sauna heater, hot air is always lighter than cold air. That's why balloons stay on the sky. So hot air is going to rise up and it's going to go to this steam pocket. So this would be called steam pocket because it would steal all your best and warm air. And cold air that is very heavy on the other hand would plummet towards the bottom. How it usually is in the sauna is that you divide your sauna into 3 different thirds. So if it would be like this, the first 2 thirds are the warm and the best area, and the lowest 1/3 is always going to be cold, where the cold air is hanging out. So that's why you don't want your body to be in this lower 1/3, but you want to be positioned fully on the upper 2/3, because the hot air and the steamy air is always going to rise up. Here is our second horrible example. So you never want to have steam pockets like this. So again, here from your sauna heater, the hot air would rise up and it will hang in this area, which we would call steam pocket. The lowest 1/3 would be filled with cold air, as it always is with sauna, and the hot air will be in the upper 2/3. But also this pocket would trap all your Löyly, so trap all the steam that comes when you draw water on the sauna heater. That's the best, most enjoyable air. You want to be sitting where the steam is. You don't want to have this kind of strange holes in your ceiling that will trap all the hot and warm and best air inside them.
We interrupt this program for a special news bulletin.
I own a company called The Sauna Heater, or thesaunaheater.com, and we sell the highest quality sauna equipment in the USA. Whether you need a full-blown Finnish sauna, a sauna heater, or any equipment for your sauna construction project, we got you covered. Head to www.thesaunaheater.com and you can chat or call our experts, me included, and we will help you select the best possible gear for your sauna project. Now let's get back to the video. Next up we have a classic mistake that will make your sauna guaranteed to be horrible, or at least suboptimal. Sauna ceiling that is tilted to the wrong way. Again, if you would have your heater here, your hot air will rise up. Here you will have a steam pocket where you want to be yourself, but now you just have the best air here, and again the cold air will plummet towards your feet at least. Next up we have a Löyly guide. This is great if you use it intentionally to slow down the movement of your hot air and of your Löyly air. So let's say you have an intake vent here and here, so you have fresh air, oxygen-rich air coming in from here and here, and then you have exhaust vent right here. So your air is supposed to be moving from your sauna heater to here through you, so you will be in this nice warm cloud. But you want to use these Löyly buffers, is what they are called. You want to use them intentionally, because if you have a super small sauna, use it super close to the sauna heater, you might want to actually build something like this and build it properly. But if you build some studs accidentally to your roof and now they trap your hot and warm air right here, it is not good. So be aware of all unequal ceiling shapes. Before we go to great examples, we have bonus point. So you don't want to make the distance between your top bench where you are sitting and your ceiling too high, because otherwise, again, the warm and hot best air, the steamy air that is lighter than your bad cold air, will escape from you. I talk about this in my video that tells you how to construct your sauna benches. So we have a masterclass on sauna bench construction, but you want to keep the distance between your top bench and your ceiling at maximum of 48 inches. So 48 inches, because men have average sitting height of 36 inches and women have average sitting height of 34 inches. And you want that when you stand up from your bench, you don't directly hit your head to the ceiling, but you don't want the ceiling to be super far away from you, because if that's the case, all the best air is somewhere else and not around your body. So let's look into ceiling shapes that will make you happy sauna goer. So here we have your average pitched roof ceiling. Here the hot air will be rising up and then it will go down and come and accompany you, especially if you have your out exhaust vent here and you have your intake vents here correctly, and even if this would be mechanical. So ceiling shape alone doesn't make the air move, but if you have your ventilation holes and you can create air movement like this, this will be a great ceiling shape. I would give normal tilted roof 3 stars as a ceiling shape, and it also has to play together with ventilation, but as a ceiling shape it will get 3 stars. Here we have like double pitched roof, so this actually works better than just one time pitched roof. So this guides the air again towards the sauna core if you would have sauna heater here and the sauna core sitting right there. Then we have a tilted roof, and this is correctly tilted, so you are sitting higher than the sauna heater. Your feet will be higher than the sauna heater. In this case, let's say here are your feet. I'm not the thrower of the century, but the hot air will be again as colder air will be rising up, and then you have your exhaust vent here going out from here, and you will be in a nice cloud. So you will be in the steam pocket. So steam pocket is not bad as long as you are in the steam pocket and the steam pocket is not far away from you. Then we have 5-star ceiling shape. So rounded corners will make sure that Löyly never gets trapped. So rounded corners encourage air movement when they are rounded like this. Hard corners can actually trap the air in the corners, but rounded corners encourage the ceiling shape. Then we have flat ceiling, which is neutrally good solution and something that I would say 90% of the people go for. So flat ceiling is neutrally good and it's always going to work for your advantage. I don't claim to be a builder, and I'm sure that you or your construction engineer or construction company knows how to build the actual ceilings themselves. Now when they have all the information on how the ceiling shape would be. I will go through a few construction related things here about sauna ceilings, or these are kind of common questions that we get asked at thesaunaheater.com on a daily basis. When you build an outdoor sauna, especially if you build a proper outdoor sauna building, you want to think about the material of your outer roof. When it rains, thin roof can be otherwise good, but it's very noisy. Bituminous or like an asphalt roof kit is common these days because they are quiet, easy to maintain, and they make sure that the water doesn't penetrate and get into your sauna, because all of us have seen those barrel saunas that don't have any roof kit and then they wonder why it leaks. When you have an integrated indoor sauna room, you want your ceiling to be correctly shaped, and you know now how to shape it, but you also want to have few layers there. So typically indoor saunas have at least a vapor barrier. This is my sauna wall building, but this vapor barrier should continue and trap your whole sauna in this kind of vapor barrier, so the humidity from the sauna and from your sauna ceiling either doesn't go and penetrate your other structures, ruining them. So you should have vapor barrier, and you can think about your heat insulation layer. Essentially, your sauna ceiling construction can be exactly as our sauna wall construction shown in this picture. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned a lot about sauna ceilings. If you want to learn how to ventilate your sauna, I have a sauna ventilation masterclass available right here. This might be the best YouTube video that I have ever made. So if you want to build a proper sauna, learn more about sauna ventilation here.